I'm Mary Dowson, I'm the director of BCB Radio. I think the most important thing that BCB does is to provide a voice for communities in Bradford.
My name is James Collingwood. I've kind of on placement at BCB at the moment because I've been working here for a few weeks now.
My name's Anne Morgan and I'm a presenter at BCB. I tend to do more the political kind of side of stuff.
My name's Daniel Carroll, I work for BCB Radio, I'm a youth development worker and I'm also assistant broadcast manager. In terms of creativity, arts and culture, we've got lots of programmes. We've got a media strand which looks at film, which looks at theatre, which looks at the arts. We've got a whole host of community interest programmes such as Bradford Spice, which is a Urdu Punjabi programme. We've got a Ukrainian programme. We broadcast, historically we broadcast programmes in Polish, in French. We promote arts and cultural events across the district. We invite people to share their stories as individuals. On our drive time programme we've got a news strand which reflects the news agenda, which is relevant for Bradford and Bradfordians.
And as long as it stays broadly within the broadcast law and the Ofcom guidelines, then people have complete control of their own programmes. And I think that's really, really important. Obviously there's a lot more access these days to for people to be able to create their own media. But I think when we started over 20 years ago, that wasn't available. And we've grown up in a time when media has grown at the same time. I think BCB provides a conduit and provides a meeting place for people from lots of different arts organisations and cultural organisations to come together. And I think that's very important, that we don't just work in isolation, we don't just work in silos, but we actually do work together. And so BCB provides that, and I think we do it in a number of different ways, which is to provide, I say, space for people to broadcast, space for people to have a voice, space for people to create artistic and creative content and get it out to other people too.
Originally, going back, I'm from Hull and I currently live in Baildon, near Shipley, so yeah, so it's just not far away, it's quite close. There's a lot in Bradford. Obviously you've got the Photographic Museum, you've got a lot of theatre stuff, you've got bands and things like that, and I think BCB is one of the places which promotes it, because everything's concentrated at BCB. People come into BCB who've got work in the community, so you get different people, and I think, you know, I don't think generally Bradford, in media generally, Bradford gets as much publicity as it should do for what it's got, really. I'm not just saying that because I'm at BCB now, I just don't think it does. But BCB does give a lot of coverage to the arts, to bands, local bands, anything that's happening in the city. It covers it. Where you might not necessarily get that in other media, not mentioning any other media names, but.
And I think that the national press come to Bradford for bad news stories. If they want to look for something to do with, I don't know, prostitution, drugs rings, or whatever it might be. And I'm not saying those things don't happen in Bradford, but an awful lot of other things happen as well. So I think sometimes Bradford has been synonymous with bad news stories, and they say if they're looking for a bad news story, you just put the word Bradford on the front of it and they find one. And I think we need to be telling stories from the inside and actually highlighting what's actually happening in Bradford, and without looking at it through rose-tinted glasses. We have to challenge as well, but we can actually tell news as it is from the inside. And sometimes, you know, news is not all bad news, is it? And I think that we need to be able to make sure that the good news and the positive stories about Bradford are told, and particularly are told by Bradford people themselves.
Telephone Argus is there to sell to sell its newspaper, so if anything bad happens it puts it on the front page, I think. But that's newspapers, isn't it, I suppose, local or otherwise, but yeah.
I think when you're talking about newspapers, you've just got a snapshot in effect, because all they can do is like one picture on the day and a little bit of blurb. I mean, you don't get that same kind of coverage that you can with, say, like the Equity Show will be covering Bradford Pride, just to use that as an example.
Bradford, within it, the community, I think that the arts do get promoted, but I think it could maybe do, speaking for City here, but I think it maybe could do a better job, you know, generally, just like, I think it could take lessons from other cities like Hull, Liverpool and things like that. I mean, for instance, I don't think people outside Bradford necessarily know what's going on if they live in the suburbs, in suburbia. You know, necessarily wouldn't know what's going on in Bradford.
Well, I am actually an organiser of a festival, the Bradford Pride Festival, which is very dear to my heart, 30th of May. Sorry, I couldn't resist that slight plug. So BCB has been with Bradford Pride from the start, from its humble beginnings. It's now 10th year, and absolutely BCB has been a stalwart through the entire time, always given us fabulous coverage, always been very, very useful in that respect. That they've ensured that the audience has been there, that haven't been able to attend on the day, can actually get some hearing on it. And also the feed's picked up for later on use on different shows afterwards. So we get, that extra coverage as well. So BCB's been a fabulous supporter of Bradford Pride, and speaking as an organiser of Pride, I can't say great enough. I mean, they're absolutely the premium broadcaster for us in terms of the coverage.
So as a community radio station, we're a mirror which reflects the cultural diversity of the city. We're also supported under the Arts and Cultural Strategy of Bradford Council. So we do receive funding to basically support people in Bradford to make radio and to produce media.
As a community radio station, I think we contribute to the sort of arts and cultural scene in Bradford in lots of different ways. One is by making the space available for people to create whatever content they want and have editorial control over it. And that can be by making space for things like sound art, or for drama, or for poetry to be broadcast, local writers to have a space on the radio, local bands, musicians to actually have, a broadcast space and be able to get their sound out to people across Bradford. Also, I think it's about letting people know what's happening in the arts and cultural scene in Bradford. And a lot of people say, there's nothing happening in Bradford. We know there's so much going on. Bradford's always been a really creative place, especially the DIY culture where people just get on and do things. And I think what we can do is make people aware of all the different things that are happening. They can choose to participate in or choose not to, but at least they know it's happening.
Yeah, I'm Jane McEwen. I'm an artist and member of Zine Collective Loosely Bound.
I'm Marianne Springham. I'm a member of Loosely Bound. I'm an artist. I live in Bradford.
I'd say pretty much like we all love zines. We're a zine collective. We all make zines and we put on events that kind of celebrate zines and self-publishing. We are doing a pop-up shop, zine shop, for a week. So we're kind of coming to the end of a week of that. We've brought together lots of self-publishers of zines and other publications, so poetry publications, novels, other kinds of writing and music. And so although the zines is in the title, it's not all about zines, but it's just more a celebration of self-publishing and DIY culture, and basically having lots of events and involving people, so to inspire people to kind of go out and do it themselves, if you like. You don't have to wait around for someone else to do it for you. There's ways and means to get your whatever you want to say out there.
And I think it's nice to have a space, isn't it, where you can get together and collectively have people that have a common interest to do something together. And it's just a really great space, got workshops and talks, people just coming off the street being curious, people, organising stuff happening, and it's really great.
Where's Vicky? Come up from London. Before we came, we've never been to Bradford before, and when I told people we were coming up here, they were like, well, why do you want to go there? Don't see Bradford as an area to visit and as tourists or anything. But then with being on Twitter and talking to Loosely Bound and then getting to know more about the zines going on, stuff going on here, you realise there's a really big art community, but certainly a lot bigger than we had down in South London. So we decided we had to come up and see it. And we've met some very friendly people. As soon as we came in, everybody was very welcoming.
I think Bradford represents itself in a very different way to how people coming into Bradford see Bradford. And nobody can diss Bradford in the same way as Bradfordians, that's for sure. We don't need anybody else to do it. But we're also very proud as well, a very proud city. I think Bradford has always attracted and retained really creative people. People have come to Bradford and found something other. And whatever it is, it's very hard to put your finger on just what it is. There's something other about Bradford that, I say, does attract really creative people, which is fantastic for Bradford.
Thank you. Yes, they're going to hang a bit now. Cashier number 9, please. This is the Serpentine queue. Cashier number 10, please.
Hi, we're Talking Birds Theatre Company. We're also known as the Queue Corporation. We're here to try and raise the standards of queuing around the area. We travel around trying to make sure that people use a discretionary gap, don't get too close to each other, don't push in and the like. Yeah.
Could you share your views on how you see the creative arts in Bradford?
Well, having been here just for the festival, I think it has got a lovely arts scene. This is a fantastic space to work in, and you've got really positive crowds. We've had a great time.
Excellent. And could you share your views on how you see Bradford from an outside perspective?
Well, coming into the city, I can see a place full of life, full of energy, making a real effort to bring culture to the middle of the city.
I'm John Bolton, and I'm one of the directors of Psalm Studios, the School of Rock and Media, and we work with young people aged 13 to 19. We also teach young people with learning disabilities, and we use music as a way to engage and help young people express themselves. And just today, watching metal bands, rap bands, break dancers, dance acts, body popping, it all happened on the stage today. And you know, when you looked out in the crowd, nobody disrespected those various styles of music. You know, we had a lot of cultural stuff, Indian cultural, is it Bhangra? I think you call it Bhangra drums. I think absolutely excellent. And we've already swapped cards there, so we're going to put together a Bhangra rock fusion thingamajig. Excellent. I don't know where that's going to go, but I think that'll be brilliant. So that's Bradford for you. I mean, it really is such a diverse place. There's nowhere like Bradford.
My name's Chris Benson. I'm the MC for this weekend's Urban Festival. I think there's a lot of great arts and creativity opportunities. I used to live in Wigan, and there was never anything like this. There really wasn't. And it was only when I came over to Bradford. Bradford Council really does try and do stuff that other places, other cities doesn't do. And it's not not everyone in Bradford likes it, and everyone in Bradford supports it, perhaps, but I think it's good that they do it. When they did the opening of the City Park, for example, and I always think of the Christmas lights, which they always try and be as big as possible. I think. I think that the way you summarise the Urban Festival is there'll be something you like. Maybe not everything, but it's it's a pick and mix, and there'll be something if you come down that you like.
I'm Simon. I'm part of Ask Insight. We're doing a bit of research into the event today, and we're down here talking to all the people that have come down to the events. Most people seem to enjoy it. They like these types of events. They wish there was a few more of them, which everyone wants more and more of the same thing. And hopefully, with the research we've done and what people say, the council will start giving them a bit more to come down and look forward to.
Yeah, they've asked for a lot more similar types of events like this, but a lot of people have said that they didn't really know about the event and it could be marketed a lot better.
I think from the people that do know of the events that have come on, they've got a bit of publicity, but they could be a lot better marketed so that more people come down. It'd be great to see this event with 15,000, 16,000 people coming down with lots of different things going on, and hopefully make it a lot bigger.
Well, most people I've spoke to have really enjoyed it today, but they just said wish the atmosphere was a bit better. So a lot more people came, and obviously it'd be more enjoyable for the people coming to watch.
Kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Kick it. To all the people who can dress like a tribe does. Before this, you know really what live was. Comprehend to the track, it's for white car. Getting measures on it. Oh, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. You know that girl looks good. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. You're my kind of girl, no diggity. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. She's got class and style. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo.
Cause that's my peeps and we rose G. Flying first class from New York City to Blackstreet. What you know about me? Not a mother thing. Cartier wooden frames sported by my shorty. As for me, I see itty pinky diamond rings. We be the baddest click up on this scene. Ain't you getting bored with these fake ass broads? I shows and proves, no doubt. I've been talking to you, so please excuse if I come across rude. That's just me, and that's how the players got to be. Stay kick your game with a capital G. As the people on my block, I'm as real as can be. Word is born. Faking moves has never been my flavor, so Joe, pass the word to your boy Raymond. I'll be sitting in the car, let's say around 3:30. Queen Pen and Blackstreet, it's so diggity.
I like the way you work. No diggity. You gotta bag it up.
That makes Bradford the place that it is at the moment. People doing things off their own back rather than being asked to, or just deciding for themselves that, you know, we want to do something different and make a difference. So
Bradford's a very unique city, and I have worked all over the country and in other areas in the world, and Bradford is the most diverse culture I have ever had the pleasure of working in. I don't think people outside Bradford necessarily know what's going on if they live in the suburbs, in suburbia. You don't necessarily wouldn't know what's going on in Bradford. You may know what's going on in Leeds, but not necessarily in Bradford, which is, I think, for the size of the city, I think there's a lot going on. You know, it's a city in itself. It's got its own character, and I think it might try and promote that more.
You've got a lot of faith-based schools in Bradford of different religions, and you've got some areas of Bradford that are more mixed than other areas of Bradford, so it's bringing people together from different cultures and different races and different everything, you know. You bring the kids together, that's a good step for their future, but it also brings the adults together, i.e. the parents and so forth, that come along to as well. So if you're starting to mix people more up and you learn about other cultures and stuff, it's all could be good for the harmony of the city.
But there's a whole creative scene in Bradford that happens. We don't always shout about it, and I think that's something we need to do more of, really. Is people get on and do things, and say, especially in that DIY culture, not always with lots of money, sometimes with no money, but there's that idea of making things happen, whether it's happening in the 1 in 12 club or the Thread Fest or other sort of musical festivals and arts festivals that happen. But people make things happen, and I think that's really special in Bradford, and lots of people come to Bradford rather than Leeds because we have a different, completely different arts scene in Bradford. And I say it's hard to put your finger on what it is, but it's very much that spirit of wanting to make things happen and keep making things happen. And the more we can keep doing that, and we regenerate as well. People go, new people come, but there's something about Bradford that attracts creative people.
Arts organisations such as Artworks, Creative Communities, Fabric, Calasangam. There's so much going on in the city, and there's so many drivers of culture and creativity, and that's down to organisations, but it's also down to individuals. You know, look at Saltaire Festival, which is organised. Look at Raise Your Banners Festival. Look at Bradford Festival, Urban Festival. There's so much which we do, and I think the local authority have got a solid commitment in terms of supporting that, but also the third sector and the voluntary sector and community organisations play an integral role in driving and pushing cultural activity and the creative programme of the district. Look at the resources we've got at Bradford University, Bradford College. The academic institutions are really keen on pushing creativity, and I think it's really, really important for a city like Bradford. We've got the history of the textiles, so we've got the Dye House, which is located in Bradford College, which is around textiles and a whole raft of amazing resources and amazing institutions which work tirelessly to promote creativity in Bradford, and it's a good reason to be proud from coming from Bradford, and as a proud Bradfordian, I love it.